Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Man, you really picked the day, eh?
I know, I clouded over on us, unfortunately.
I know, it was so close. I thought it was going to be sunny, but you know what? You bring the sunshine in here, so we're all good.
Oh, thanks, that's very
Yeah.
sweet. Well, I'm very excited to have you here today. I know you are a broker that has a very unique background because you actually used to own a furniture dealer, so you kind of bring a different level of expertise and detailed eye for design and for what you do, and so pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks for having me and inviting me. I am excited, and things are changing so dramatically these days. It's insane.
Definitely, right? Yeah, it's hard to keep up. Well, one major change that we've seen is, the Miller and Knoll merge. Since that acquisition of Herman Miller and Knoll coming together, we've come up with this new value proposition, which is really helping our customers optimize their investments, support their people wherever they work, and improve their workplace community. How would you say that, out of those three goals, have those been relevant in the line of work that you do and in your process as a broker, helping clients find spaces?
Yeah, absolutely. Those three things have become effectively the starting point of all our conversations with our clients. And I have two full floor downtown clients, and one's a law firm, the other one is a real estate investment firm. And that's how we started the conversation. But what's really interesting is that they've made a directional change that was like 180 degrees different from where they started. And everything, like all the conversations, they center around talent. And the labor market is very, very tight. So attracting and retaining talent is the core of all the conversations we're having right now. And you can imagine, we've been away from people in that connection for the last 2 years. So filling that void is really important, and rebuilding that, enhancing the culture, and that connection with people is really important for leadership right now. So they're thinking about this top of mind on a regular basis. And so by creating that stronger connection, then you've got a real community in the workplace, right, which increases engagement levels, increases feedback. And today that's what's really important.
So would you say that in part of this search for talent, for companies to stay competitive and to attract employees, they got to offer some sort of flexible working models? At least that's what a lot of them are striving to do. Mm-hmm. Through that, have you seen hybrid working methods be implemented into floor plates now, into their return to office strategies?
So before before the pandemic, yeah, I would sit down with clients and they were telling me, in order to solve a puzzle, we all have to be at the table. Mm-hmm. We all have to be here. We all have to be in the office. They could not fathom the fact that it's possible without everyone being there every day, every hour, every minute. So we've seen a massive change in the way that people are thinking about space and what that looks like, for sure.
So on that note, how has your process changed to help clients find spaces since COVID?
So what we're doing is we're spending a lot more time up front. We're with the clients. It's like we're really sharpening that axe before we go out and chopping for trees. And we're really thinking about like every part of the organization, the overall goals, what's important to them, and that's going to be really different for every industry, right? It's going to be really different for tech. It's going to be really different for the service industry. What are their growth plans? What are they looking at? How are they going to get to that end point? But the other change that's been really big right now is the focus on health and wellness.
Yes,
and so that is a big part of I would imagine even the furniture offering that we're getting is how that sort of collaborative, how we can create space that people can collaborate with, but going back to sort of like the real estate part, landlords are listening. They are creating spaces where there's just a bigger focus on maybe just like more of a residential feel, hospitality feel, that focus on health and wellness is becoming super important to them, and you can see it in the building all the way from like the fitness facility is not in the basement anymore. It's actually a beautiful gym, right? People are asking about even the HVAC systems, the air quality. That's a conversation, and the employees are leading that conversation. And of course, going back to what we talked about leadership wanting to keep employees happy and attracting those employees and bringing them back to the office, at least at a point where we can create some connection and create that culture, that's part of that process. So we're kind of thinking of everything, as we go out looking for space. And we are involving our workplace strategy team. That's happening up front in the conversation because it's a strategy now, and how space looks, the inside of the space, the kind of furniture you're using, that's all part of the conversation.
Right, it's a holistic concept now that we're looking at.
It's so much more, and you've got CEOs and CFOs involved in this that they weren't as involved in the past.
Definitely, all this talk of health and wellness reminded me that Real Steps is all about giving a real estate market update while we get our steps in, and I forgot to ask you, how do you want to get our steps in today? Because we got to get those in.
Well, if we can get some luck, I think the forecast has a bit of a break in the clouds. So I think we've got a basketball court outside. Maybe we should shoot some hoops.
Basketball.
I hope you brought your running shoes.
Okay, most people have wanted to do walks, but I like it. I like your thinking. I'm down for basketball.
Let's do it. Okay,
let's do it.
Right on.
Okay.
I think that you were the one that had the game. So good one, good on you. You had it. You were playing it. I couldn't keep up with those tricks for sure.
No, you're definitely much better than I thought.
We'll see what happens.
I don't have to work out.
There's going to be a rematch, I'm telling you.
All right. Yeah. I'm always down for a rematch. I'm very competitive. So let's get back to our last and final question. After 2.5 years of being through this pandemic, company leaders seem to be, looking at their real estate needs. What would you say would be the main takeaway that you would give to them to think about how they should think about the return to the office?
Well, I think that, going back to the office, people have to be thinking about what does space look like, and creating more predictability around space is going to be how we can get people back there. Thinking about that by them knowing and creating expectations of what they're going to do in the office, I think that will create a lot more success. It's really a balance between collaborative space and focus space, and that's going to be different for every organization, right? From tech to law firms to insurance to whatever it might be. So I think that'll be a big factor as we go back into space and we think about it.
No, I totally agree. I love all the thought and the meaningful answers you've given today. It's been awesome having you on Real Steps. And final last question, most important one is, how many steps do you think you got in?
Well, I think based on my watch here, I was looking at, we got 9,432 steps. Oh. So we just about hit the 10, so I think we need to go back to the court.
Back to the court?
And start hitting it. Okay, let's go.
Let's do it. I think I can take you down.
Right on.
Yeah.